Hello, this is Annabelle Thorne, current head of Thorne Investigations, a paranormal investigations company set up in Edinburgh. I'm here to tell you today that monsters are real, and have been real for centuries, only they've been hiding. We don't understand why they're coming into the light now, but if you see anything, if you hear anything that makes you think you're in contact with one, tell us. We can help. I have a few agents in the field just now, Evangeline Lane Fox, Peter Anderson, Vera Bright, and, for better or worse, my niece, Tabitha. Don't hesitate to tell us. If you do, you might not get another chance.
The Thorn Files podcast is a Monster of the Week actual play podcast with new episodes coming out every other Friday. If you're a fan of horror, mysteries, and shenanigans, why don't you come and give us a listen at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and pretty much everywhere else you can get podcasts. Be ready to be scared.
Life's a game, the world's a stage, and we are merely role-players, where theatrical people play role-playing games. I'm Matt Boothman, I'm your compere for this main house production, and joining me backstage right now are the cast of that production.
Hello, I'm Chris Starkey, and I'm playing Cameron Jarvis, the Wronged.
Hello, I'm Ellen Gould, and I'm playing Jess Butterworth, the Spooky.
Hello, my name is Alexander Pankhurst, and I'm playing Graham, the Summoned.
Welcome all to backstage at this main house production. We need to establish some backstory between these characters because despite having done quite a few Vigil productions already, these three characters have never met each other on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to know what binds them, what connects them, what is their history, how do they feel about each other. That is all going to inform how you play in this adventure.
Awesome.
So each of you is going to need a backstory or a relationship with each of the other two characters, and they'll go in both directions. Does anybody already know any of the relationships that they'd like to establish?
I have an idea, but
We love
I
ideas.
want to put it to Alex before I make it canon.
That's how this works.
It's not serious. But so, Graham's very curious about humans, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought, what if he's been quite a regular visitor to Amazement Park, right?
Yes.
Just like fascinated.
Yes.
Okay. And that perhaps we met because you liked to visit the fortune-telling
Mm-hmm.
tent where I kept being roped in.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're happy with that, the question I have is, when I tried to tell your fortune, because I do have some latent powers, what did I see?
That's a great question.
I should have possibly prepped you.
No. I like giving me time to think
Okay.
is sometimes a bad thing. Putting me under pressure.
I'm
is
immediately
good.
just like riffing through the major arcana in my head, going like, what would be the weirdest thing to draw for Graham?
Yeah, I'm not completely au fait with that. So whatever one suggests. So death is always like a big change, isn't it? So death's definitely going to be in there, but also the Fool. So because that kind of ties in with because my name has been revealed. My name is sort of in demonic, just the Forgetful. So yeah, I think you see death and then the Fool, and then sort of I don't know what else.
A
What
plate
else
of
would you
calamari.
My kin! I think, that'll probably be okay. And a lot of fire.
So much fire.
A lot of fire.
Okay.
Oh,
and it's
God.
like the same cards. You keep coming back and it's the
Same card. You're just like, this is odd. This shouldn't.
Yeah.
You've even tried to like rig the deck and be like, no, it'll be like the Two Towers or something, and he'd be like, no, it's just, damn it.
Okay, I love it.
Cool. Okay, I like that. Because I was for you, oddly enough, I was going to say your good friend. Now, whether or not that's reciprocal, it doesn't matter because this is my good friend.
I love that.
If you keep going back for tarot readings, it suggests that maybe you enjoy Jess's company, or at least you trust. There's something you trust about Jess to tell you the direction to go.
That's really cute.
Yeah. So it's your good friend.
I like that she looks up and she's like, "Oh, it's you."
Yeah, I was very much like, "Hi."
And Kit's just retching in the background because Kit can see right through the glamour.
Oh yeah.
What is it?
Stop reading his fortune. Stop reading his fortune.
So so you were well acquainted with me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's quite sweet, actually.
Friends. Two unlikable people.
Misfits. This whole series is about misfits finding their people, you know?
My people are dead. And don't you forget it, man.
With that in mind, Cameron, any thoughts about your relationship with Jess or Graham?
I think I've actually got two that fit pretty darn well.
Oh, it's almost like this is a well-designed game with playbooks that are well-designed or something.
For Graham, it's going to be another slightly tricky one because... I don't know if you have either friends or relatives, but they also lost a friend or relative to the ghouls.
Ooh.
Ask them who it was. Who was it?
Who was it?
Interesting. Are ghouls a problem for demons as well? Or was it like a human friend or relative?
I think it was a pet in air quotes because Graham doesn't really live anywhere. He lives in the bins around the back of Subway, which is where he feeds. And I think he encountered a cat round there. And at one point, the cat disappeared, and he tried to locate said feline companion, and it had been got by the ghouls.
The ghouls John Wicked Graham.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So Graham doesn't like ghouls anymore for that precise reason. So if we were to encounter some ghouls, that would be a good time for sort of cat-based vengeance.
Nice.
That sounds great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And then my other one was we're relations.
Ooh.
We can be close or distant and tell them exactly what. I think we're distant relations. I think probably like second cousins, something like that. Like removed many times.
That's fun because that gives like a little extra reason why the Jarvises might have been holidaying in this particular area.
Exactly right. That's what I was thinking.
I love that.
Yeah, family connection.
So yeah, we're like distant cousins. Maybe like our mums were cousins, or something like that. And so we're now whatever that is. That removed or is that second or third? I'm not sure how it works. But we're something like that.
Okay.
And so like our mums were close-ish. So we sort of knew each other. We weren't like always around it. We didn't like share Christmases and stuff like that, but we'd sometimes pop in every 3 or 4 years.
And like family parties, we'd be like, "Oh, hi."
Yeah,
again.
exactly right.
Let's play a game.
And I think Cameron holds a little bit of a grudge because he was of course put into care and nobody looked after him.
Oh no.
And so he's got some serious like family issues with everyone.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And I don't know.
So funny.
I don't know if he overly likes cousins of Sherrydown.
I'm sorry.
I will say, he won't take it out on you.
We've got a pub, we've got loads of spare room.
But poor old Cameron, just shunned to the side, looked after by...
Maybe there's something to do with the Department of Emissions cover-up.
Oh, maybe.
Like they didn't want anyone to know this massacre had even happened, so maybe there wasn't an opportunity. Obviously, Cam can still hold a grudge about it, but maybe the Butterworths just never knew that this had happened until much, much later.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next question. That then, if it's like a relation of my mum that was your mum, what do we know? What do we think as a family happened to that side of the family?
Oh.
That's the question.
Well, I guess...
They moved away?
Yeah. Accident?
Yeah.
Or, like, I know because they were butchered, weren't they? So it must have been, like, probably blamed on some poor group of, like...
Well, it was kind of isolated. The only real witnesses were like fey beings,
Right, yeah.
so they could kind of tell whatever story they
true.
wanted to about it. I guess they could have staged like a car crash. They could have,
true. I don't think
or they could have blamed it on some other mundane massacre. Up to you, really.
Mundane
we
massacre.
we didn't really talk about that, did we?
No. What was the official story?
Yeah, big cover up. I'd say more like because they were like ripped apart. So an animal escaped from the zoo.
Yeah,
something
Black
like that.
Panther.
Yeah, the local myth of the bear of the woods.
Every English town has that. Every county has that myth, but Brackshire actually has the bodies to prove it.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I love that.
Yeah. And then Cameron was just taken away. He was whisked away. And now he's back.
So what do we think that means for Jess's and Cam's relationship now? Because presumably, like, Cam stayed away from Sheridan for a long time while he was training. You know, he sort of... The incident happened when you were, like, 10, 11, and you came back in your, like, early 20s, right?
24, yeah.
So, like, did you even recognise each other when you first met?
Well, I think you'd know the pub.
Oh, of course.
So he would have been to the pub, he would have visited the pub. I think he would know who Jess is because he would have said, oh, there's the girl who lives in the pub. But I don't think Jess would necessarily...
Still lives in this town, huh?
Yeah. I don't know if Jess would
She's fine with it.
I don't think she would have recognised Cam straight away.
No. But we do know now.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Through perhaps both joining this gang, being like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like Cameron would have probably told you what actually happened.
Yeah.
And so you would know why he's
Interesting.
awful.
Interesting. He's so awful. That actually works really well because I was thinking that since we last saw Jess and kind of stuff that went down there, that she's going to be pushing a lot kind of in the background perhaps to control her powers so that the sort of, hopefully the same stuff doesn't happen again. And now knowing where you've been and that you were off with Doom, and not necessarily that you have the best control, but that perhaps you have some techniques that you could teach her.
Sure.
Should stuff go down.
I could definitely give you some training, but probably in how to use your rage. He's like Sith Lord. He's not Jedi, so he's tapping into rage.
Yeah.
He's not going, no, chill, man, chill. It's fucking use it. Get mad.
Yeah.
What are the sort of dark things that your dark side demands of you again, Jess?
I can't.
I believe one of them's rage, isn't it?
One of them is rage.
Oh yes,
amazing.
baby.
Yep.
That's
Dark bargain and full impulse control.
Oh yeah. Can't possibly go wrong to have that reinforced.
So hang on, we've got Rage Monster Cameron. We've got Apocalyptic Monster Graham.
Hi.
And we've got Impulse Control Negativity Zone.
Graham's not trying to cause the apocalypse.
No. It's
Graham's
just going to happen naturally. Which is possibly worse.
It's all part of life's rich tapestry.
Sure.
The burning and the screaming.
And that tapestry is made from my woven tentacles.
The tentacle tapestry.
I feel like that's maybe like some sort of establishment in the Inferno.
Yeah, it's called the tapestry.
Everyone
Plus
takes
one. Yeah.
I think that just leaves us with Graham in the direction of Cam.
Yes.
If there's anything else to kind of flesh out there.
I quite like this one. You could probably take this hunter in a fight, but you're not certain. Together, decide when the last time you threw down was and what interrupted your fight.
Ooh.
Now, I don't want to speak for Chris, but I will.
You often do, Alex. It's not your turn now. Well, is it my turn?
So my idea was as soon as Cameron saw Graham, he realised something was wrong and immediately defaulted to "you're a ghoul." Went to attack me, didn't have his weapons on me, went to wrestle me, and immediately just went, "What am I?" I just kind of got lost in the tentacles and just went, "Oh!" And so I ended up sort of just hugging him and holding him and being like, "Is everything is everything okay? Have I offended you? I am sorry. And it's just Cameron being like, kind of rage, but also just utterly disgusted.
That is the most Graham version of throwing down that could possibly happen.
A cuddle.
Yeah.
A hideous cuddle.
An awkward, hideous, slimy cuddle. And it makes perfect sense because lots of Graham's magic has like a smoke aesthetic to it that you could very easily have mistaken for ghoul shit.
Oh, right,
Yes.
okay. Oh, brilliant.
They're very smoky. They're not cigarette smoky.
No, they're just...
You're wrong, but you can tell the difference now.
Sure. I like it. That's awesome, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Incredible.
But Cameron's like constantly on edge around you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So literally join everyone else in the room.
You're one bad move away from meeting my ex. Although actually, he probably quite likes you now because you don't like ghouls. So actually, I think he'd see you as a weapon to use in the war against ghouls. But if you started to go a bit apocalyptic, then he might have to step in. And then we'll see how it really goes down, baby.
Yeah.
Well, that's the next thing that we need to sort out is Graham has this freakish move, which means that he's not allowed to use the manipulate someone move on anyone who he hasn't proven himself to yet. So, has Graham proven himself to Cameron and or Jess?
I reckon we've been on a couple of ghoul hunts together. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
I reckon so.
I mean, you can absolutely also say no. Like, I
think it makes sense that because we both hate ghouls, we definitely would have gone on a couple of
ghoul hunts.
Yeah. We're all going on a ghoul hunt
today. We're not scared.
And then
Yeah.
Jess still find him freakish? Or?
No, I think just by the very fact that he wants to be friends with her,
Yeah.
she's like, okay.
And like, I guess you've almost got more of an insight into Graham than a lot of people do from having read his fortune so many times. Like, he's a bit less of a mystery to you than he is to some other people. Definitely still freakish in physically, but in terms of like what he represents and what his whole deal is, Jess knows him a little better.
Yeah, there's a little bit of empathy there, perhaps.
That's nice. I like that we've got so some freakish and fire and brimstone and rage-filled characters, but that there's actually quite a lot of sort of warmth between you all. There's a little bit of tension, like Cam and Jess, there's some tension going on, but there's mostly like quite nice relationships here.
Nothing can possibly go wrong from here on in. Yeah.
I have a feeling that Cam's going to be very protective over Jess because, like, they're my family.
Family!
Yeah.
Oh no!
So I think he might be, yes, a little bit overbearing, possibly. I don't know. Let's find out, shall we?
Yeah, anybody have any questions for each other about each other's characters, about any of these relationships that you want to dive into more?
Just remind me of the name of the theme park again.
It is Amazement Park, right? It's such a
Amazement
bland
Park.
name, but
Yeah,
I was
no.
questioning myself when I said it. I was like, I invented this place.
Yeah. So we said Graham sort of goes to Amazement, or was drawn to Amazement Park because he wants to know more about humans. So obviously he spent a lot of time in the fortune-telling tent, but are there any rides that Graham likes?
Oh yeah, Graham loves the rides.
The teacups just going round and round.
the teacup. He finds joy in all of the rides because they're all for him quite thrilling, but not in the way he just everything's a bit of a wild ride for him in general. So he's just like, this is great. I get to go up, I get to go down. This is quite trundly. Everyone's screaming, but they're not screaming at me.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's just like he gets to join in, and so that's I think he just enjoys being around people and trying to understand them better.
And so Jess and Cam have established between each other, like they know who they are, they know that they're related. Have you told Jess's parents that this long lost cousin is in town? Because they're like, if there's tension, it's with them more than it's with Jess, right? Do they know that you're related, or do they just think you're a slightly intense young man who comes into the pub now and then? Are they going to be like, Jess, stay away from that man?
I think they'll probably be like, that guy's really familiar.
Yeah.
Because like, although like obviously you change as you grow older, you still do kind of look the same, right? So They can be like, oh, I'm sure.
Where do I know you from?
Yeah.
I wondered if there's something a bit of the emissions effects going on, that if your disappearance and your family's death was kind of covered up, that they want to remember, and they do remember, but there's a sort of, that if they spoke to you for a long time in the pub, they would start to be much more familiar with you. Then you leave, and next time you come in, they're not as familiar.
That's a good
again,
idea.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
That's quite sad as well. Like, they forget you every time.
It is.
Oh.
But the interesting wrinkle on that is that the emission effect's been slightly on the fritz lately.
Okay, yes.
People are remembering a bit more, remembering things that they wouldn't have remembered before. So it might be that it starts coming back to them.
Okay.
Sure. I think I haven't explicitly said I'm Cam Jarvis.
Why didn't you adopt me?
Hi, cousins.
Yeah.
Hi. No, I haven't got that.
Okay.
But I think I would have said to Jess, look, if we're going to be doing this monster hunting thing, you better know why I am a rage-filled beast monster.
And he definitely refers to himself as.
Yeah.
Why I'm actually worse than the monsters we're fighting.
Fantastic. Okay. I have no further questions. Anyone else have any further questions?
No.
If there are no further questions, I believe we are ready to take the stage and play.
Yay!
Clapping my clammy hands.
Graham's supposed to be the moist one.
Sorry.
This has been Vigil, a main house production from Merely Role Players. It stars Christopher Starkey as Cameron Jarvis, Ellen Gould as Jess Butterworth, and Alexander Pankhurst as Graham. I'm Matt Boothman and I play the supporting cast. Editing and sound design by me, and the theme music is by Alexander Pankhurst. We were playing Monster of the Week, a role-playing game by Michael Sands, published by Evil Hat Productions. You can find Monster of the Week at genericgames.co.nz. Merely Role Players is a Foggy Outline production in association with Blackshaw Theatre Company. Until next time, if drama be the food of life, play on.